Three stories this week. One is about a Formula One driver and a reality TV star. One is about Formula One trying to fix itself before it's too late. And one is about two racing series that are genuinely growing and kinda doing everything they can do to get in their own way. Three stories, let's go. Let's start with a story that everybody has been talking about outside of racing in circles. Lewis Hamilton and Kim Kardashian are officially together. On April 6th, Hamilton posted a video on Instagram of both of them speeding in his Ferrari F40 through Tokyo. Kardashian in the passenger seat laughing. After months of speculation, this was finally the confirmation. So the whole timeline. On New Year's Eve in Aspen, in Paris in February at the Super Bowl, and now in Tokyo for the Japanese Grand Prix, where Kardashian brought her kids and sister Chloe, and then the Ferrari video. This is the most high-profile relationship Hamilton has had since Nicole Scherzinger. And he's the one who made it public first. That's kind of new. For somebody who has spent a decade deflecting dating questions, posting that video was kind of a statement. Now, does this matter for motorsports? Not directly, but I think it's worth mentioning. Hamilton is 41 years old. He's racing for Ferrari and dating one of the most famous people on the planet. And now he has openly said that he's not sure how he'll keep racing. Meanwhile, Verstappen is 28 years old, threatening to leave Formula One and spending his weekends at the Nürburgring. The two best drivers of their generations are both in different ways looking at a life beyond Formula One. And that tells you something about where the sport is right now. Personally, I think it's good for him. He's earned his right to live the life however he wants and in whatever way he wants. And if Kim Kardashian is showing up at the Miami paddock this weekend, it puts Formula One in front of an audience that never watched the race. And I will take it. Okay, so now the big story for the Formula One fans. Miami is this weekend and it's effectively a relaunch for the 2026 season. 3 races, Australia, China and Japan. And the cars were described by their own drivers as unraceable. Leclerc called it Mario Kart and Verstappen called it Formula E on steroids. This is what super clipping looks like. Full throttle and the car is slowing itself down to recharge the battery. It looks broken and it kind of feels broken. And it was the defining image of the first 3 races. Then it was Bearman's crash in Japan. 50 Gs into the barriers because Colapinto's car suddenly slows itself down in front of him. Safety kind of became the main issue here. After 3 rounds, the FIA called an emergency meeting on April 20th. Every team, every power unit manufacturer, and they did anonymous votes for changes that had to be done for the Miami Grand Prix. Number 1, super clipping threshold raised from 250 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts. So cars now can recover more energy while staying on full throttle and reducing the visible speed drops on straights. Number 2 is the maximum energy recharge in qualifying that is reduced from 8 megajoules to 7 megajoules, meaning less electrical power to deploy, which kind of makes the car slightly lower but so far safer and more consistent. Number 3, it's a new detection system that is made to more precisely identify the car's movement of the line and tightens the deployment window because Verstappen botched every single start of the season so far. And number four is improved wet weather protocols. It's important for this weekend since Miami has an 88% chance of rain for today on Sunday. Now, is this enough? Verstappen's verdict was brutal. He said, "It's a tickle, it's not what we need yet to really make it flat out. I just hope for next year we can make really big changes. It needs to be more than a tickle for sure." Hamilton was the outlier all along. He said the racing is the best experience in 20 years. But even he acknowledged the drivers don't really have a seat at the table. "We are not stakeholders," I say to them. "Speak to us, we'll work together. We want this sport to succeed. It's like small baby steps each time," is what he said. My read: these changes don't fix the fundamental architecture of the 2026 power unit. The cars still have the most complex energy balance ever seen in Formula One. The teams are still on a steep learning curve, and the gap between Mercedes and the rest is still real. Miami will kind of tell us whether this is a genuine fix or just moving the problem to a less visible location. One more angle worth mentioning. The FIA is also deciding which power unit manufacturer gets to make catch-up upgrades. Mercedes is the benchmark. Ferrari, Red Bull, Honda, and Renault are all behind. Toto Wolff is already lobbying against giving rivals too much ground back. Laurent Mekies at Red Bull insists they don't actually have the best engine, but the politics haven't stopped. They are just moved to a different room, not held public. Okay, so the third story. And for this one, I want to spend some time on because I think it's genuinely interesting and important for the future of motorsports. IMSA and WEC, sports car racing, endurance racing, are two of the fastest growing motorsports categories in the world right now. More manufacturers, more factory programs, and more interests from Formula One drivers like Verstappen and Stroll wanting to race in these series. The momentum is real. And yet, both series are making decisions that actively frustrate the fans who are showing up. In the United States, IMSA is broadcasted on Peacock, NBC's streaming platform. Over 160 hours of coverage in 2026. That sounds really good on paper. The problem: Peacock runs ads during the race. Not before the race, not during a safety car, during the race. Live racing action is cut away to an ad. Come back, you've missed an overtake, a pit stop, a crash, a safety car, or whatever you think is important during a race. Fans have been vocal about this already for months. The complaints are constant across Reddit, Twitter, and every motorsport forum you can imagine. This is a sport trying to grow its American audience. Drive to Survive turned a generation of casual fans into Formula One obsessives. IMSA has a real opportunity to do a similar thing with sports car racing, and the broadcast product is actively working against it. If your first experience of watching an endurance race is missing the critical moments because of a Subway ad, you don't come back. It's kind of disturbing, and you don't want to keep watching something where you don't have the chance to get any interest in. Now, WEC, and this one is more nuanced but also more fundamental. The World Endurance Championship runs what they call a balance of performance system, BOP. The idea is to adjust each manufacturer's car's weight, power, so not a single car has an overwhelming technical advantage. On paper, that's reasonable. In practice, it created a huge mess. In 2025, Ferrari dominated the first half of the WEC season completely. The 499P was unbeaten through the first 4 rounds. Then, as the BOP was adjusted against them after their victories, they went from dominating to fighting just to score any points by the end of the season. Think about that. The same car, the same team from dominant to struggling, officially written into the regulations. Win a race, carry extra weight, or reduce power at the next one. Finish on the podium, same principle. It doesn't make any sense. On paper it does, in reality not. And here's the part that really bothers me. The WEC has also decided to keep BOP details secret in 2026, not public. Teams can't even comment under it, the regulations. So you have a system that punishes score, applied in secret with no transparency. And the teams are being punished, can't say anything about it publicly. Ferrari's own Formula One boss, Fred Vasseur, said it clearly: "I'm not a big fan of the balance of performance or any kind of artifice like this. It's not in the DNA of Formula One." I know here he's talking about Formula One, but the same principle applies to WEC too. My honest take: I understand why the BOP exists. Without it, the manufacturer with the biggest budgets builds the fastest car and wins everything. That's bad for the championship and for the whole racing series. You need some mechanism to keep it competitive. But a success handicap, literally adding weight to the car that just won, sends a message to every team: don't win too convincingly, or we will make you slower. That's not racing, that's politics with a stopwatch. The irony is that endurance racing's appeal, the reason Verstappen wants to be there, the reason Stroll made his GT3 debut, the reason these series are growing, is the purity of it. Man, machine, strategy over a long distance. The moment you make the result feel managed, you undermine the whole thing. Both IMSA and WEC are at a critical point. The audience is arriving. It's arriving in literally masses. The question is whether the product they find when they get there is worth staying for. There was 3 stories. Hamilton goes public with Kim Kardashian, Formula One tries to fix itself in Miami, and endurance racing is growing its audience rapidly while frustrating it at the same time. All 3 of these stories connect to the same underlying question. Motorsport is at an inflection point right now. More ice than ever, more drama than ever, and more decisions being made that either embrace the opportunity or squander it. The Miami weekend is live right now, and I'll be watching it. And in a few weeks, I will be at the Nürburgring for the 24 hours. This video will come soon. And one more thing. I'm planning on starting with live streaming, iRacing, Assetto Corsa, and just genuinely sim racing. If that's something you want to see, Twitch is coming more than soon. I also have one question for you to answer below in the comments. Do you think success ballast belongs in endurance racing, or does it kill the spirit of competition? Let me know below.